Hi, I'm Paris, and I fondly remember sleeping in the car on road trips as a kid. Something about the jiggling and jostling of the car going down the highway just made for the best sleep. So when a company called Wethm contacted me and told me they have a device you can put on your bed just under the sheets that will vibrate you to sleep the same way, I had to give it a try.
Epic review, guys.
Thanks to Wethm for sending me their sleep enhancer to try out. It goes for about $140, which is pricey, but if it can help me get sleep like I used to get, sleeping in the back of the car on those road trips, it would be priceless. You can find out more about it at the link down below this video, and I'm going to see if I don't have the best sleep I've had in decades. Let's take a look at this little box and see what inside can be powerful enough to recreate going to sleep in a car. I'll read that in a bit. Here's what does the job. It is a strap that goes across your bed, underneath of your chest. They want it under your heart, I believe. It feels like a strap. I can see some little wiry things in it. And then there's something bigger here in the center. It's about wide enough to go, I'd say, across a twin bed. The strap leads to the controller unit, which sits next to your bed. This plugs into this cable, and this cable plugs into this adapter, so it does run on power from the wall. It's not battery operated. And there's a lot more to this than just these parts. There's an app you get on your phone, both Android or iPhone, and it talks to this while you're sleeping. So it's not only this vibrating device that gets you to sleep, it monitors your sleep. It's supposed to give you all the usual stats about how long you spent in REM. I think it does your heart rate, respiration, everything it can get from being right underneath your chest. Time to get the reading glasses on so I can go through the instruction guide. And then I've got my phone ready to download the app, and I believe there are more steps there that lead you through pairing everything and getting it set up. I've got the Wethm strap on my bed. I've got it on top of my mattress topper, and then I'm going to put my sheet over it. I've got the phone all set up with it, and I've already tried it out a little bit here. Let me see if you can hear and sort of feel what's going on when I start it up. So there's the sleep induction so that you can start it here from the app. There's the button activation, so you can do it from the button that's on the little thing that sits by the bed. Then there's different vibration modes, and there's also the smart alarm, which I've set. Now the vibration is the main thing here. There are 3 options. There's Railway, Rockabye Baby, and Wave. Wave's the one I think I like the best, but let me have you try them out here, see what you think. So we've got Railway, which is the default one. Let me start it up. Can you hear it? It's going vroom, 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 vroom. That center piece is what does the vibrating right here. And the rest of the strap, I think, is mostly for sensing your breathing, your heart rate, and so forth. But this little piece here does a pretty good job of vibrating the mattress. And I think because you're supposed to lie with your heart over this, I think it uses your lungs to sort of amplify it, and at least that's how it felt to me, like it was vibrating through my chest and giving some extra oomph to it. Now the reason I wasn't the biggest fan of this one is it feels kind of like a heartbeat. It's a vo-vo, vo-vo. And like it's sort of trying to get my heart to beat in sync with it. That kind of put me off. All right, so let's switch the vibration out to Rockabye Baby and start that. Can you hear it? Boom, boom. So it's doing that. Again, I guess it's supposed to be like being in a rocker or a rocking bassinet, something like that, but it's a little too heart-ish for me as well. So I'm going to set it for the Wave. And this one I found was pretty good. Here we go. And it's like a wave. Starts a little slow, and then it goes up down to no vibration, and then again, back down. This one I like. They did say if you feel it, if it bothers you, you can go with a light blanket over it. So I will give this a try, sleeping tonight, see how well it can get me to sleep, get me back to sleep when I get up to use the restroom during the night and come back to bed. It's designed to do things with your alpha waves and I guess to influence your heart rate and respiration to slow them down so you can go to sleep. So I can tell you after 2 weeks of using the Wethm Sleep Enhancer, it may have helped me to sleep a little bit. I misunderstood. I thought it would follow when I fell asleep and then turn it off. And then like if I got up during the night to go to the bathroom, came back, it would then turn on again automatically to lull me back to sleep. But no, it's all pretty manual with that button on the side. You can set it for a certain amount of time before it turns off, but it turns off whether you're asleep or not. None of the vibrations were like falling asleep in a car like when I was a kid. So if they had that car mode, man, that really would have put me out. But the waves were nice. Another thing is that it did bother me just being underneath the sheet, especially the part that does the vibrating. It's a little bit thicker and hard, and that was in the middle of the mattress. So I did need to put it below something else, and I actually put it below my mattress topper, which is fairly thick. I didn't think it would work, but to my surprise it did. The vibration was still just as strong, and when it gave me the results each morning of how well I slept, it was just as accurate whether it was right under a little piece of material under my back or under a mattress topper. That was impressive. Speaking of its sleep recording ability, let me show you on the app what it saw for my sleep, my heart rate during the night, my breaths per minute, and I'll compare it to what the Fitbit found. Pretty close agreement on a lot of the numbers. Here's the Wethm app. You can see some coaching tips for me to get better sleep. This was sleep quality for one night of recent sleep, a little bit off balanced. If you look at the list here, the top one is deep sleep, 43 minutes. So make a note of that and I'll compare that to my Fitbit for that night. We keep going down. Some vital statistics. My heart rate was 55 beats per minute, breathing 14 breaths per minute. I'll compare those to the Fitbit as well. Here is sleep environment. And let's go back up here and go to detailed information for this night. There's quite a bit of information here about the sleep stages, how I was in and out of them, and how my averages compare. REM sleep, yeah, I'm always low on that compared to most people. Looking here in the Fitbit app, you can see Wednesday the 24th. Yeah, my resting heart rate that night was 53 as measured by my on-wrist Fitbit, 55 as measured by the Wethm app with the strap underneath my heart. Breaths per minute in the Fitbit says on Wednesday 14, and that's exactly the same as what the Wethm app showed. And in the Fitbit app, on Wednesday, my deep sleep was 48 minutes. The Wethm app said 43 minutes, so a little over 10% off. Still pretty close. So the sleep enhancer was all right for enhancing my sleep. I do like the wave pattern. I do wish they had more patterns. Something more like a car ride would really be great. What I found was really useful though is that the results it gave me for monitoring my sleep pretty close to the Fitbit that I actually wear on my wrist and is monitoring my heart rate right here on my wrist. I think it's pretty good that a strap underneath a couple inches of mattress topper could still pick up my numbers, my heartbeat, my respiration, and to tell when I'm in deep sleep, when I'm in REM sleep, pretty close in accuracy to the Fitbit. So if you don't like wearing a watch to bed, and sometimes it gets irritating and I flip it around this way, and sometimes I put it on the other wrist and it gets a little red underneath, it can be annoying. Strap is so much easier. Once you get it underneath the mattress topper, you're not going to feel where it's at, but it still seems able to monitor your vitals pretty closely. Thanks again to Wethm for sending me out their sleep enhancer to try out. You can find out more about it at the link down below this video. I sure do need some sleep enhancing. If anybody's going on a road trip and doesn't mind my sitting in the back seat and sleeping the whole way, that'd be the way to do it. And I'll see you on the next review.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At Epic Review, guys, a gift of a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches our video.